What is going on, brothers and sisters? Welcome to Masterplan Tycoon, the minimalistic kind of like colony simulation game, but this is all about like resource building and the logistics behind it in, like we said, a minimalistic setting. So what do we have here? Our first objective, and we're going to play through this entire demo right now because I think all of you city builders out there, even resource management and like tycoon type game style games, I think you're really going to like this minimalistic game. It's got a nice charm to it. So we need to build a lumber camp and a sawmill. So these green areas here are the forest. So if I go to planks, you can see lumber camp into sawmill. So like I could put the lumber camp way back here, for instance. And then I can put a sawmill, say, here. And as these build, I'll speed up the time here because there's no detriment to having time going. You can see this is now going to generate trees and then has an output of 6 of them. It takes X amount of time. Then we send these trees to the sawmill, but you got to recognize that they need to be connecting in a way that makes sense. So if I had the lumber camp here, for instance, and the sawmill behind it, the line connecting it is red. So think of these lines as the roads that are intercepting in between all the facilities here. So then if I take my planks way down this way is a storage that I can send that to. So we can make use of some of the space right at the beginning of the game here. So now we've got trees going into the sawmill, which are then producing planks and going into our universal storage. We now have a quarry. It does tell you kind of where to place them, but no, I'm going to do my own thing. I don't know what this yellow is supposed to be, though. I think that's just aesthetic out there because I know you can build some farms later, but you usually grow your own stuff. So I'm going to grab the quarry and I'm going to kind of, I don't think these resources deplete. So I'm going to kind of just like clip the edge right here, I think, for the first quarry. I'll show you why later. We'll connect this to our storage like we will with everything else so that we can start getting our universal quantities up. So our settlers will need food. Without it, many buildings will not function. Let's catch some fish. So let's head over here to the fishery. I'm even going to kind of do the same thing. I'm just going to utilize space back here because although there is travel time, I think we'll be okay for the most part. And you see that's a red connection, so I need to move this down a little bit. Like this should be fine. Yep, connected right in there. And if you try and build roads through forests here, it'll just destroy like that forest, okay? So be careful if you don't want to actually lose portions of it. Don't drag the connections through it, aka the roads or highways, however you want to think of them. There's too little space on the beach. Fishery has occupied an entire coast. Let's move and free up space. Oh, it's because it wanted me to like move it. It wanted me to kind of place it where the quarry is, I think, and then it wanted me to move it to the edge. So I don't. Oh, maybe this one's not going to let me do what I want. So I'll put it here. You can see now it's not connected, but that's fine. I'm just going to go put it back. You can move anything you want at any time just by clicking and dragging, which is nice because you can see here our forest is slowly depleting. And I'll show you watch the green space right here just kind of disappear after we place this. See how it chopped it out? So there is that. I just wanted to show you that as well so you could see what I was talking about. All right, we need more water. We can't let our settlers suffer from thirst. Let's build a well. I already have a well, don't I? Oh, that's the one we started with, yeah. What's a well right here? Actually, that could work. So if I go to water, well, once, close enough. It'll still work. I'm going to move it, though. I don't actually want it here. I'm going to put it up here, I think. I think I'm even going to kind of hide it in the corner. That's good. Send that out that way. All right, before we move on, let's get a small supply of fish and water. So we need to get some extra fish. I think I'm going to, let's double up on the fish. How about? Let's go with the fishery here. I can't have them intercepting, but this will still work. That's still clipping that little edge here. But this isn't going to connect appropriately. It's just a bit off. So if I move you like this, maybe, is that enough? No, I need to move it up, but I don't think I can go up. I can go up 1. Not quite enough. That's okay. So we'll just bring you back here. I'm going to take this. I'm actually even just going to bring you like all the way back to where I can. Get the most out of it. I can't really get anything out here. That's okay. I don't care so much about this forest here, so I'll just put the fish here, send that in. So we can see here that the fish is just using up water. So this is like a fully self-sustained thing. Nothing's really happening here. Then we can see we have fish storing up in here, which is great. Fish is being sent out. So now we need to diversify our diet. Let's get some bread made. So we're going to go farm to a mill, also a well to connect into a bakery. It says to put it here. I'm going to go back here even. I think I'm going to place it here. That looks pretty nice. I'm going to go with a mill. I'm going to have it take up this space here. I'm even going to have this well. Well, I'll probably just go with another well. Having multiples of things doesn't really seem to hurt much. So if I grab a well, kind of place it. I'm not actually sure where I want it. Let me throw the bakery down first. If I put the bakery kind of like this, maybe? Oh, you know what I can do instead? Why don't I move the granary here? Like that. Move this over. Meal into here. I'll then build a well just over here even. Think like this will be nice. And chop that through here. So now we've got bread going, and you can see this isn't going to connect to this storage here. So something seems to be wrong. It looks like the bakery is not getting maintenance and can't work. To solve this, it needs to be built to another storage nearby. So let's grab ourselves a nice little storage. I don't have any planks right now. Did our planks get cut off? We've got a bunch of planks in here. Is it feeding? It doesn't seem to be feeding, and I'm not sure. Oh, there it goes. I don't know why it wasn't feeding. Is it just because of how long it is? Is it only going to send like one up the line at a time? Is that an issue? One in? Yeah, it is. So, why don't we rectify that a little bit? Why don't we just double down on our logs? I'll put a lumber camp kind of like right here. I'm going to destroy the path in the middle, I think. Do a sawmill like this. Might move that up a smidge, actually. Yeah. Want this to be like a straight line in like that. And then planks in. So we'll double down the plank. So I didn't realize the length. I figured, yeah, it would affect travel time, but I didn't realize it only transported one at a time down the line. So we'll just keep these up for space utilization. But actually what I could do instead is build a storage right here even. Move our well here. Move this up to here. And then throw this into here. Break this line and throw the planks into here. And now these are being forced out faster than anything else. And I don't even think these have to be connected. It just seems to be like completely universal, which maybe they'll change in the future, but maybe not. Maybe it's part of the plan. So connect the quarry and bakery to the brick mission. So we have missions in the game. And this is how we like kind of unlock progression a bit more. So I'm going to make a couple more quarries here. I'm just going to kind of plop one here. And I'm going to plop another one right underneath it, I think. So we'll plop both of these into the stone. And then we've got bread here. I think I was going to move it a little closer. You can't move the brick mission, but this should be fine. I don't think we'll, I think we'll process breads a little faster, so this will be okay. So mine stones are now split. Okay, so if it was telling me, so normally what you would have is something like this. So it's saying, oh, your stones are now being split between the storage and the brick mission if you followed like their exact instructions. So it's just telling you to break that connection. So if you do something like I did where you set up separate ones and you're not quite following the tutorial, make sure you just connect one doubly to the brick mission and the storage and break that link and you'll progress smoothly. So now it just wants us to make some bread or store the bread. So we got 9 and then here's the 10th one coming in. This is actually moving pretty quickly. I might do this. I'm curious as to how well this will function if I do bread into a storage, which is right here. Break this link, and then I send it here. Oh, I can't. That'll work. Is the bread going over here? It's not. Can I change this output? I don't think I can. So maybe you can't utilize the storage in this manner. Because like in here, tier 1, like I can see I have 75 bread. Or like a max of 75 bread. But in here, I don't have enough bread going in. It just says 4. So maybe this part of the storage isn't... Oh, hold on. I connected it to the stone. I'm dumb. There we go. Oh, it automatically recognizes the item you connect it to send the bread out. That is phenomenal. Yep, we're going to utilize this to speedily store the bread. So that way this is producing as high as possible. And then we'll have extras in here. So if I need more bread elsewhere later, we can have that. And this will probably eventually get... Yeah, like this is full. So now everything set? Select the brick mission and go to the mission menu. So if we come in here, hit go to mission, because you see it's not producing bricks. So these mission areas are completely different little subsections to create the brick, because here we need the clay that exists in this mission. That wasn't in our mission. And then we've got the output of bricks, and that'll facilitate that back to our master, which is where we just were. This is brick mission. This is master. Okay. So go to the mission. And now we're in business. Build a storage so we can use them. I'll place it right where it says to. Just because why not? Just kidding. Eat shit. I'm putting it closer. Stone. Bread into the storage. Now we need a lumber camp and a sawmill. So let's go lumber camp here. I'm going to do a sawmill a little closer than that, actually. I'm going to kind of do something like this, I think. I think I can connect this here. Yep, that's the closest. So then I'll move you in. There we go. Nice and tight. And now we need to build some clothes. So if we go, you'll notice there's no clothes here. So if you go to tier 1 now, you can see clothes. They keep the organization quite nice, honestly. So I'm going to build clothes. I'm going to just kind of start over here. So we need the sheep farm, and then we're going to need a sewing workstation. But I need more planks, so we just got to let this kind of roll through a bit. Does this move faster? I think it does. So why don't I build a second lumber camp? Let's test that out. Planks, lumber camp. I'll just put it kind of like this. I'll actually move this trees into here like that. We'll have to maybe eventually change this up a little bit, but for this, yeah, this is nice. This will do. Maybe even instead, what if let me break these links. What if I did trees into here instead? And what if I do get trees? Then we're gonna need another storage anyways. So what if I go, you know what, that's not gonna be the most efficient because I need another storage. You know, having all these storages though, it doesn't hurt me. And this is just a mission level, so I feel like I can just waste space. The maps are huge, by the way. I mean, like, in and outs over here. We got a lot of space to work with, so. All right. Now that we've done messing around with that, let's get our sewing station down. I'm just gonna plop it here. These areas are either working areas or processing areas. So for a sheep farm, this is where the sheep are going to live. So I don't know if it's just aesthetic yet or if it affects output if I have, say, like the sewing station halfway inside of here. So for now, I'm just going to keep it outside. And I'm going to throw the clothes in here too. Beautiful. So just look at those cute sheep. Well, they're not there yet, but they will be. Oh, but because the sheep seem to have food, but they don't. So if you click on this, you can see not enough resources. They need fish and water. So, and for the workers especially. So let's get ourselves a well. And this will go into our storage. So I'm just kind of lining it up so it'll feed in here. And that'll be the same for the fishery. This should be okay as well. So if I connect this in here, I'll even move this up a bit. Kind of get it out of the way. Fishery, perfect. Move it a bit closer if I can. Right there's good. So that way everything's kind of feeding in a little more quickly. Yeah, and see, what I'm watching now is how long it takes for us to gather the item and for it to ship out. And it's about the same for the fishery here. The water is a bit faster, but we don't use it up as often, so it's okay. So we've got the wool processing, we've got the clothes going. So that's looking great. I'm going to go back to the master. You can see like everything that we have is pretty much full up right now. We're looking pretty good. Stone and bread is feeding into the brick mission. So if we hit like go to mission, you can see, because here there is no stone, right? So we have to feed the stone from the outside. Look how far I can get over here. That's pretty good. Do that. All right, so there's all our clothes. So now we need to get beer. So sounds intimidating, but you heard miners refuse to work without beer. So why don't we go up here? So we need to start beer. So we need a farm, a well, and a brewery. A brewery. So I'm going to put our farm here. I'm just going to kind of put a well probably right about... So I might even just go up here. And then we get the brewery. I'm just going to put it... maybe down here. Keeping everything compact because I'm not quite sure what to expect out of everything. The well over here. So if I go water, grains, kind of move this back a smidge. Oh, broke the line a bit. There we go. That's good. And the beer, can't quite get it in there. That's what she said. Can move that out a bit. Beer here. Can move this lumber camp back a smidge. There we go. Everything's connected nicely again. And now we just need to wait for the beer to process. And then we're probably going to be working on this clay over here. Which means I'm probably going to need another storage. So why don't I just, while we're waiting here, let's just get a storage down. So you can see this is the storage capacity here and here. So we don't need to like overlap them a lot. So I'm just going to kind of probably throw it like way out here. That's probably pretty decent near the output. Yeah, there we go. So clay pit needs to go down. So let's go to tier 1. Go to bricks. We need a clay pit. I'm going to build this closer to here, I think. Just because I'm going to just try and do like a direct quick feed down to this storage. Then we're going to need a brick factory. Same thing. I'm just going to kind of do one of these. Even at 3 times speed, it's taking a little bit of time. 3, 2, 1. Clay. Brick. So it's going to use 2 clay to make 2 bricks at a time. I might drop... Seems like we can get more efficient with 2 clay pits. So why don't I just do something like this? And then we'll attach this storage to our bricks here. Maybe bring it back a smidge. There we go. That's good. Again, I don't know if these deplete or if they deplete a lot slower, but like visually you can see the forests get depleted over time. Oh, it wanted me to do the brick factory to the brick out. It's fine. Yeah, technically we don't actually need this storage here, so I could just do something like this. Just move this. So actually with that, why don't I just do this instead? Bring these a lot closer. So these will all work synonymously. And now we need... So, all right, we have bricks now, but there are no beer and clothes in the master, so we can't have them. Yeah, so if we go here... Oh, in the master. So, all right, we have bricks now, but there are no beer and clothes in master, because this is brick mission. And we can't deliver them from the brick mission, so you have to build them there. This should be changed to there, because we're obviously on this map. You remember how it's done. So we need to go to the master. And we need to start new farms for clothes and beer. So we just basically have to double down. So I can go over here for beer and kind of the same thing like before. I think I might go, that's the brick mission. Maybe we build a bit over here. So if I come here with this, that's the farm. I can probably just put a well over here. Take a brewery like this, perhaps. And then while that's going, let's get a sheep farm. Just kind of put them on like the same edge here. Just make them look nice. Put that over here. Then I go grain, water. So beer's going in. I can build a new storage over here. Maybe I'll put it a little bit further out. Maybe just something like that. That's pretty decent. Then I go wool in here, clothes into the storage, beer into the storage. It's looking great. All right, now we have bricks in. So if I take the bricks and move them here, we've got bricks out. So now we're generating clothes, bricks, and beer because remember, there's no clay here. That's why we couldn't build here. So that's the point of the brick mission. Oh, look, we got a steel mission over here. How big is this map? It's pretty big. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's a nice minimalistic game, and you could do so much with your productivity. And they give you the free motion. Oh, look, 2 ports to be able to move your places around freely and everything. What is this? A limestone mission? Nice. Little island over here. Must be how we get stuff across to the port from the ports, maybe. What is this? A copper mission? Man, there's a lot. Not all this is going to be in the demo, but man, I hope I can see a lot more of this a lot faster. I wish I could move across the screen a little faster too, but oh, I can. If you click and drag, it's a lot faster with right click. Very nice. Okay, water's good. We're just waiting on grains. So like I could even do something like this perhaps. Why don't we double down on the grains for the beer? This will kind of test out like how useful it is to have, like if these things overlap a bit, you know? Throw these into here so we get double grains. It's kind of the same thing for the sheepies, so why don't we double down on that? Sheepies. Obviously, this isn't necessary for the demo, but I'm just kind of like thinking for myself in the future, like how I'd set these up based on the production values. It looks like 2 to 1s on a lot of things are good. All right, so we need to make some sausages. So let's get a pig farm and a butchery. Now we're in tier 2. Moonshine and overalls? Hot damn. All right, so we get a new farm here. So I'm going to just kind of, let's go here. So we've got that. We got another well. I'll just plop one down here for now. Let's get a pig farm. This will do. Let's get a butchery. Just kind of keep it in line here. I'll even bring this out a smidge like this. Everything's still connecting well. So we've got grain. We've got water. Oh, got to connect the right way. My bad. Oh, it doesn't connect. I wish it would let me keep the broken line so I could see what I'm doing. So if I just go like this, here we go. Wait, why is that sending water? 3 water? Okay, it's not I was like, why am I generating water all of a sudden? This will work. Got a little smidge of water there, so we'll do that. Then pigs into sausages, sausages into... Damn. Hold on. Back it up a bit. Sausages into here. Perfect. Perfect little pig farm out here. This is our little farming zone. So what are we working on here? So 1 pig will make 3 sausages. And we're generating pigs at a decent speed based on how fast we're pumping out sausages too. So let's wait for this to catch up a bit. Cotton, we're getting ready for the production of steel beams now, but steel workers are not your average workers. And they don't wear regular clothes. We need to make a few overalls for them, all right? So we'll get a cotton plantation down. So overalls, ooh, that's a big chain right here. So since we're probably gonna feed this down this way, so why don't I start here with cotton, and I'll do a sheep farm on this bottom half, into a cotton mill here. This will go into a felt workshop here, and then this will go into a fur factory possibly here. So cotton, wool, even move that down just a smidge. Wait for the fur factory. So we've got cotton, felt, And then, well, it looks like I need a kind of like a storage unit. So I'll just do something like this. Storage like this, I guess. That might be okay. There we go. Just do this for now. Till I can figure out this mission here. That'll work. Little goofy. Little goofy, but it's all right. Kind of do this here. Try and fix some of this so it's not as weird. There we go. That looks a lot better. So this has plenty of cotton. So this is actually full. So we're actually getting plenty of felt and cotton. It's just taking more time to make the overall. So really, potential thing to do would be set up a double fur factory here. You did a great job, but producing steel beams is not an easy task, and we need to take some rest before that. In the meantime, we will finish this production chain. You can go to the Steam page, add the game to your wish list, or join our Discord server. You can do so by hitting the buttons in the lower right corner of the screen. Lower right corner? There's no buttons in my lower right corner. Is it like way down here? There's no buttons on the lower right corner, brother. These ones? Let's see if this will tick off our objectives of Steam and Discord. All right, yep. Getting those done. Did check them off, but nothing else is happening. So thank you for spending the time with us. See you soon. So this is the end of the demo for this pretty great game, honestly. Masterplan Tycoon. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I can't wait to see more of what they do. And there's a lot of possibilities because it's so minimalistic. And it's just great. Like, obviously, resources do run out. But I'm sure they'll probably add in some sort of, like, forestry camp to, like, regrow certain forests and whatnot. So that'll be pretty fun. We've got, like, a bunch of storages out here. You know, I didn't use a lot of the space. But, you know, just plenty of room for expansion to set up different facilities to get things stored. Like, we could have this, another production of this just set up right over here in this corner. More fisheries just to bring fish in. So lots of opportunities here in Masterplan Tycoon. Definitely one to watch. If you're loving it, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you're subscribed as well and comment, because that'll all those things will tell me how much you're enjoying this game and if we want to bring it to more fruition when the series or the game releases into early access or full launch. And don't forget to go wish list the game as well on Steam. It really helps the developers know just kind of what to anticipate for expectations on launch. It's just a really nice thing to do. But all right, brothers and sisters, as usual, this has been ShabbyDoo, and I hope the rest of your day is not too shabby.